So March Madness is in full swing, and we've already done two prospect rebuilds for the 2025 draft. We did a Washington Wizards Cooper Flag rebuild and a Dylan Harper Utah Jazz rebuild. Well, now let's do a rebuild involving Dylan Harper's teammate at Rutgers, Ace Bailey, and we're going to throw him on the Brooklyn Nets. So Nikola Jokic wins MVP this year, Alex Sarr Rookie of the Year, Scoot Henderson Sixth Man of the Year, Giannis Depoy Most Improved goes to Cade, and Trae Young is your Clutch Player of the Year. So the Brooklyn Nets, honestly, I thought were going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA this year. And while they are still one of the worst teams, they're not the worst team. And I do wonder how that's going to affect them in the lottery. Like, shout out to Jordy Fernandez getting the most out of this not good roster on paper. Like, there's a chance Toronto and Philly could end up worse than Brooklyn, and they may go into this rebuild this year and still end up with like the 7th or 8th overall pick, which it's fine throughout the regular season, but when it comes to that in the big picture, that is tough to rebound from. We're seeing that right now with the Utah Jazz, because we thought they should have bottomed out after they traded away Lauri Markkanen and Donovan Mitchell, and they were relatively competitive in 2023 and in 2024, and now they're finally bottoming out in 2025. So I think the Nets should bottom out this year and next year, and then get things going in 2027, not start things in 2027. So we do have a Knicks-Lakers NBA Finals. Crosstown rival, the Knicks are here, and the Knicks actually win in 7. Jalen Brunson versus Luka Doncic, two of the biggest markets in the NBA. So for a Nets team that, like I said, has been competitive this year, we're going to probably make some moves in the offseason. I think we're going to still see the Cam Johnson market, although I don't mind him as a complementary piece to some of the young assets, most notably Ace Bailey coming in. I do think we should still try to sell high on him. I'm not positive I'm going to bring back Cam Thomas, but there is still a chance that can happen. We'll see if there's a market for Nick Claxton. Maybe the Lakers want that athletic center for Luka and LeBron. We'll see, though. And then we have some young pieces. Like, I like probably Noah Clowney the most. I really thought Dariq Whitehead was going to work out, but he doesn't even get playing time anymore, it feels like, for the Brooklyn Nets. Or at least not consistent enough playing time. So we are going to go here to the draft lottery, and we'll see if I have to use some assets to get up. Like, either way, I'm getting Ace Bailey here. We're at number 5, and we do not get lucky. We actually drop to number 7. That is just great. And that is a realistic scenario for the Brooklyn Nets right now, because they've kind of won too many games this year. But that means we definitely have our franchise head coach in Jordy Fernandez. So the Toronto Raptors got the number 1 overall pick, and they are going to select Cooper Flag. I assume Utah at number 2 is going to take Dylan Harper, and that is going to be the case. Because we also have the 18th pick via the Bucks. That is from the Mikal Bridges trade. We have 25 via Houston. That is from the Suns swap that happened last offseason. And 30 via the Knicks. We also have the 35th pick in this draft. So, like, could I move 7, 35, 30, and Maxwell Lewis? Probably not. I mean, they could be interested in Nick Claxton, but they can't even afford him. So I may have to, like, I'm going to put on trade override. Like, this is going to be an Ace Bailey Nets rebuild. So they're actually going to get VJ Edgecombe, who made it here at number 7. So yeah, we're just going to trade Edgecombe for Ace Bailey. I think that makes sense, because I will say that it's like Cooper Flag's the number 1 prospect, Dylan Harper's number 2, and then I think it's like a 3A, 3B with Edgecombe and Bailey. So with the 18th overall pick, I'm going to take Ben Serif, the tall, athletic guard out of Israel, playing in Germany right now, and he can either be our long-term 1. If he can develop a shot, he could be a long-term 2, but I think he's going to be more so a point guard. But we're going to give ourselves a little bit more, I think, stability there, as I'm also going to draft Nolan Traore. I don't think that both him and Ben Serif will pan out, but at least if one of them can, we did find a international guy to be our next long-term answer at the 1. I'm going to take Ryan Kalkbrenner here at number 30. There's a chance Day'Ron Sharpe isn't on this team next year, and who knows what I'm going to do with Nick Claxton this offseason. So the Clippers are going to add some shooting to their team. We're going to get a veteran in Derrick Jones Jr., and I'm going to get a 2027 first-round pick for Cam Johnson. I don't know if I can also get 2 first-round picks. I mean, maybe, because Cam Johnson, I think, can still be worth 2 firsts. And they're going to say no. They would want, I mean, I'll throw in Maxwell Lewis. I don't want to throw in Kalkbrenner. They do want Kalkbrenner. So could I throw in 2 second-rounders? Could that get this deal done? Bang, there we go. So we technically got 2 firsts for Cam Johnson and a good player that I could flip. And then in the second round, I'm going to take Yaxel Lindenberg, one of my favorite prospects in this draft, out of UAB. And I honestly don't think I'm going to rush to move Nick Claxton right now. I could definitely move him next offseason. He does have 3 years left on his deal, and I just drafted 5 rookies. Well, it's going to be Ace Bailey, but we get Ben Serif, we get Traore, Kalkbrenner, and Axel Lindenberg. All right, so Keon Johnson actually played fairly well this year for the Nets, so I'm going to bring him back. I'm going to bring Noah Clowney back. I'm going to bring back Jalen Wilson. Honestly, I'm going to let Dariq Whitehead walk. I just don't think he's going to be on, we'll pick it up, but I just don't think he's going to play for us, so maybe he does end up getting traded. I will give Cam Thomas and Day'Ron Sharpe the qualifying offers. I'll give $10 million is a lot for Zaire Williams, so maybe we could bring him back on a cheaper deal. And if we look at our roster right now in free agency, like, we got Nolan Traore and we have Ben Seraph kind of as point guards. I mean, Keon Johnson, Ace Bailey. I think Ace could be more of a 3. We have Wilson and Whitehead. We have Jones Jr., Clowney, and Jackson Lenenberg, and then we have Kalkbrenner and Claxton. So first things first, I'm going, like, we have $75 million in cap space. I'm going to bring in Tyus Jones on a 1+1, a veteran point guard for this team next year, and won't cost me a lot. Could also be a trade asset as well. And I'm also going to offer Quentin Grimes, while still maybe bringing back Cam Thomas. Maybe that's going to be a sign and trade. 4 years, $80 million. So we'll see if the Sixers match that, because he is a restricted free agent. And I don't know if, yeah, like, I think I would allow, I mean, I didn't give Zaire Williams that, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Like, Daron Sharp, maybe I'll bring back. I also don't mind bringing back D'Anthony Melton on a 2-year deal either. Just another veteran that we can have on the roster. Could be a good mentor or somebody we could eventually trade. So Quentin Grimes does accept that. So does Tyus Jones. So we'll see. Moment of truth. Could this be like an Otto Porter Jr. 2.0? Let's find out. We are going to renounce the rights on D'Angelo Russell, ETN, Tosan, Reese Beekman, shout out Virginia, and I think Tyrese Martin, but we could also bring him back as well. Nope, they do not match that. Okay, so Cam Thomas could get some offers. The Pistons are looking to give him some money. I think I could match it and still be, like, bring back or bring in Quentin Grimes. So let's do that. I mean, the Pistons are interested in Cam Thomas, so we could definitely trade him to Detroit. But I don't mind, like, having him and Quentin Grimes. And no, I mean, they could get a little repetitive. Like, do they both want to get shots up and stuff like that? But hey, we're the Brooklyn Nets, and we want as many trade assets as we can right now. So Zaire Williams actually got a deal from the Thunder, 3 years, 29. We're going to let him sign there. I'm going to bring back Daron Sharp, 2 years, $16 million. So let's do that. Now, we have a lot of guys that can maybe get shots up next year, but not that many. Like, more so the point guards are facilitating for this team. Quentin Grimes and Cam Thomas are going to probably start as the shooting guard and 6-man. And then Ace Bailey is definitely going to be the small forward for this team. And obviously we want to prioritize his development on this team as well. I think his secondary position could be a little bit of a stretch for. And yeah, I think Tyrese Martin and Trenton Watford aren't going to be back. So Quentin Grimes is an 85 overall. Cam Thomas is an 84. He'll be healthy by the start of the year. We have Nick Claxton, who also could be a trade candidate this year. I think I'm going to hold on to Cam Thomas for now. And then you got Ace Bailey, who I'm really excited to see kind of flourish here in Brooklyn, because I do think Ace Bailey is a polarizing prospect, because I don't think he's going to be like a great off-ball player right away. I don't think he's going to be somebody that can initiate an offense. I don't think he's going to be a great help defender. And we don't have any extensions to sign for the 2026 season and beyond. So this year, in the 2026 draft, I have to double check that our first round pick goes outright to Houston, because I thought that Brooklyn at least had something in this draft. Yeah, so 2K doesn't have it updated. They did get their first round pick back from the Rockets with that trade they made in the offseason. So we do have our first round pick this year if we're going to be bad, which I think is what's going to happen. We are going to start Tyus Jones at the 1 to be the veteran point guard. I'm going back and forth between who I'd rather have be the 6-man, but I think I am going to start Quentin Grimes at the 2, Bailey at the 3, Jones Jr. at the 4, and Claxton at the 5. So I don't think we're going to find minutes for Kalkbrenner right away. I think I would like to find some minutes for some of the other rookies. So Dariq Whitehead, like I said, is probably not going to play for us right now. I think Keon Johnson can get around 15 minutes a night. I think Daron Sharp can get around 15 minutes a night as well. I don't mind Noah Clowney kind of operating as like a floor spacing big, so he can get like 20 minutes a night. Cam Thomas about 30 minutes a night. Let's go, I think 34 to Grimes. We could do 30 to Bailey. Let's do 31 to Claxton. And then I'm going to go probably, since we did draft him higher, I'll go about 13. Now we'll do 12 to Ben Seraph. And we'll do about 5 minutes for Nolan Traore right now. But there could be a trade this year where 3-star balance under Jordy Fernandez. I'm just excited to see how this team works out, because we have a young core. We still have some veterans that we could move throughout the year. All right, so we start off the year at home against Washington, on the road, against Washington and Charlotte, and then at home against Indiana. And we start off the season 0-3. Would you look at that? Okay. I mean, I didn't expect to be good this year. I'm not worried about our pick situation, since we do own our first-round pick. So we're going to have some good moments. We're definitely going to have some bad moments. I do wonder who's going to be like the breakout player or the MVP this year. Will it be Claxton? Will it be Cam Thomas? Will it be Quentin Grimes? And we started off the year 1-6. Our offense does not look great right now. I think Quentin Grimes is probably struggling as a number 1 option, but we're just filling out the assets we got. All right, so I thought we were going to be much worse, but sometimes Cam Thomas can just help you win games, and maybe that is Jordy Fernandez, as we are 23-28 right now, which is going to put us in the Eastern Conference, which is obviously weak. So there's going to be a wide open window for us very soon to maybe make some moves. We have a negative 3.9 point differential. We're currently the 10th seed. Like, we would be playing some playing tournament basketball, 5 games under 500. I don't think I'm going to be a buyer by any means at the deadline. Cam Thomas is dropping 18 points off the bench on pretty good efficiency. Yeah, like Cam Thomas would be really good. 2K does love Cam Thomas, but Quentin Grimes has also been pretty good this year as well. The field goal percentage has dropped, but he's still an elite 3-point shooter. And I would say a better defender than Cam Thomas. Ace Bailey, who I should probably be talking about more, 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. I'm also getting 2.5 stocks out of him as well. I do think he's a phenomenal shot maker, and he can hit some really difficult shots. I think there's some games to love. There's some things to hate about his game, but he's 6'9", 6'10", can handle the ball like a guard, can get downhill, and he can finish at the rim. It's just sometimes struggles at getting to the rim. Derrick Jones Jr. has definitely struggled with his shot this year. Tyus Jones, I don't know if there's going to be a market for him at the deadline. We'll see. Noah Clowney, come on. I want him to be a little bit better because I do have some faith in him. Keon Johnson hasn't really hit his shots. Daron Sharp's been fine. Ben Seraph's actually shooting 35% from three. And Traore is struggling with his shots as well. I'm actually going to get a first-round pick for Derrick Jones because of his defensive ability. The Suns need some defense. I'm going to get not a good first-round pick. It's a 2029 swap wars between Cleveland and Minnesota. Both those teams are usually good that late in here. And I do have to take on Gabe Vincent's contract, but I do believe it is the last year of it at $11.5 million, which is not bad whatsoever. Yeah, he's terrible. He's unplayable, but I'm basically getting a late first down the line. And I can open up some more minutes for the young guys. And I think that's going to be it for me making trades. I don't think I want to sell low on a Tyus Jones, and there's some guys we can move in the offseason. So let's go about 15 to Seraph. Let's go 15 to Traore. I know he's been playing better, but I'm not going to, I think, keep Keon Johnson in the rotation, unfortunately. I'll see if there's a market for him in the offseason. I want to give Yaxel some minutes. He can get like 7 minutes a night. I know I'm not playing Jalen Wilson. I'm going to go about 11 to Kalkbrenner. And then, yeah, Noah Clowney is going to start now. And then we'll go a little bit more to Ace Bailey. We'll see what he can do with 33 minutes, and he can maybe score a little bit down the stretch. So we're 3.5-star balance. Who knows? Maybe like Jordy Fernandez is going to end up making us somehow like a 7 seed in the East. So Shea didn't get MVP from 2K last year, but he gets it this year. Dylan Harper is your rookie of the year to the Jazz. So yeah, Ace Bailey's teammate at Rutgers. It is crazy that they could have 2 top 3 picks and they didn't make the tournament. That just goes to show you how bad the roster was at Rutgers. Somehow Josh Giddey, who just had like an insane stat line against the Lakers the other night, signed with the New York Knicks on the minimum. Hey, I mean, like, hey, the Knicks need some defense though, so I don't know about that too much for them. We ended up going 41-41. Jordy Fernandez is unreal in this game, or it's maybe a Nick Claxton, or maybe it's a Nick Claxton thing, but I would say more so a Cam Thomas thing. Nick Claxton, all defensive second team at 26 years old. You know, I'm not in a rush to move Nick Claxton unless I'm getting like a great offer, but I do plan on being good in like 2 years, and he could be our starting center of that team. Ace Bailey had a very encouraging rookie year, and I do think either with Will Hardy in Utah or Jordy Fernandez in Brooklyn are the best situations for him to really grow, go through the highs and the lows, and can really maximize his potential. And shout out to Ben Seraph, all rookie second team, as well as we ended up as the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, man. I mean, it's not helping out my draft pick situation. I was hoping to maybe get a top pick in the 2026 draft, but this will do. All right, so the Brooklyn Nets here in 2026 ended the season with Quentin Grimes being the leading scorer. Cam Thomas not winning Sixth Man of the Year, I think, is a little criminal. I thought he was a very good scorer for us off the bench this year. Ace Bailey, though, looks like we're heading in the right direction with him, and I'm excited for this team in the playoffs. Well, I guess there is a chance that we don't make it out of the play-in tournament, but hey, the fact that we're in here is really impressive, and I will get a first-round pick either in the low teens or the high teens. So we're currently down by 1 point here in the third quarter. Ace Bailey's having a very good start to the play-in tournament. If we do beat Toronto, we end up as the 7th seed. And is that going to happen? It is. We end up winning 101-99. Nick Claxton with the double-double. Cam Thomas with 20. Ace Bailey with 23. Tyus Jones had 8 assists. Noah Clowney had 10 points in this one. Grimes struggled, and we still won. So that means we're going up against the Indiana Pacers here in round number 1. They are a 2 seed, and they are led by, obviously, Tyrese Halliburton. They also have Andrew Nembhard. Basically, the same Pacers team, at least through the top 6, top 7, top 8. Yeah, they really haven't added too many guys, just Darren Williams from Texas Tech. So we could trim the rotation down a little bit in this round. Like, I don't think I'm going to play Axel Lendenberg in this series. I don't think I'm going to play Daron Sharp and Kalkbrenner. So we're probably going to go like 10 minutes to Traore because he does struggle with his shot. I'm going to go about 17 to Ben Seraph. I would like to go about 33 to Claxton. And then let's go about 30 to Tyus Jones. We could do about 36 to Ace Bailey. Let's do 30 to Clowney. And let's do like the rest to Grimes and Cam Thomas. So let's see what happens here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. I don't know if 2K just likes the Nets. I don't know if it's a Jordy Fernandez thing. But yeah, we just ended up scoring 42 points in the fourth quarter, and we come back and win. Ace with 22, Cam Thomas with 31 points off the bench. We do lose game 2. We get blown out in this one. Grimes and Bailey combined for 42. Cam Thomas 3 of 15. Game 3 does go to the Pacers, 113-103. Mathurin and Siakam combined for 54. Game number 4 goes to the Pacers. Quentin Grimes had 32 in this one. I mean, Quentin Grimes has been good for us in the playoffs for sure. We are down 3-1, and we do end up getting eliminated in 5 games. We lost by 10 here. So yeah, after our 12-point win in game one, we kind of got blown out. We lost by 10. A couple times we lost by 9. Like, we just couldn't win another one. That's fine, though. I mean, I would have liked to have a better draft pick for the 2026 draft. And we did lose to the team that at least made it to the NBA Finals. Shout out to the Thunder for winning it all. But I feel like the Nets are heading in the right direction. I think Ace Bailey is going to be somebody that we can legitimately build around going forward. I just got to figure out, is Claxton the right guy? Is Cam Thomas the right guy? Quentin Grimes, Tyus Jones, are these the right guys to build around Ace Bailey? So we are here on the night of the draft lottery. We are going to be picking outside the lottery. It's going to be with our own first round pick, and it is going to be there at 16. So it's not the worst pick in the world. It's not the best pick in the world. The Thunder really have 3, 4, and 5. All right, so the Knicks with the number 1 pick, they get Cam Boozer out of Duke. AJ DeBanza goes 2 to the Pelicans. Caleb Wilson goes to the Thunder. Darren Peterson goes to the Thunder, and Koa Pete goes to the Thunder. So the Sixers are right there at number 6, and they select Nate Ament. All right, so I'm going to make this trade with the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm setting them 16 and Day'Ron Sharpe, who I think could be a good center, but I think I'm going to roll with Claxton and Kalkbrenner going forward. I'm getting picked 26 in this draft from the Siakam and then Ingram trades, and I'm taking a flyer on Herb Jones last year of his deal. We had Derrick Jones Jr. in a similar role last year, but Jones, I think I could fix his shot because he was really bad this past season. So the Pelicans are going to select Kareem Lopez out of Mexico, or the NBL. So with the 26th pick, I did make a selection. Carter Knox, who's been playing well throughout March Madness for Arkansas, and I think he could be a noticeable prospect for the 2026 draft. I'm going to pick up the team option on Tyus Jones, Clowney, Whitehead, and Axel Lindenberg will all come back. So we do have a ton of guards on this team right now. I think there could be some guys we do move on from this offseason. I think Jalen Wilson will be one of them. Now, do we want to sign anybody? Could be a question. I think I am going to move on from Keon Johnson as well. We do have a little bit of cap space. I do have around $30-ish million to spend if I wanted to. We are paying a decent amount of money to Herb Jones now, which I don't think he's going to be a power forward for us. I think we do want to make him, if I move him to a small forward, he goes up to an 86 overall. That's kind of incredible. So I think we're going to keep him there at the 3, and his secondary position can be a power forward. So right now into next year, I do have Jones, Traore, we have Thomas, Grimes, Seraph, Knox. Nobody I really need to make a trade with right now. Everybody's kind of under contract, maybe besides Herb Jones. So I think I'm going to hold on to my money. I don't think there's a need to spend it. We'll see if this team's core can just kind of develop internally. We were a 7 seed last year, and this team will be getting better throughout this offseason, at least just through internal progression. And I'm going to take a flyer on some veterans. First one, oh, never mind. I thought it was going to be Kenrich Williams, but he signed with a different team. We are going to pick up Kevin Huerter. And I'm also going to sign Grant Williams as well to be a veteran for this team next year. So we got a lot of green here at player progression. Ace Bailey's up to an 87. Cam Thomas is at an 87. Quentin Grimes, Herb Jones at 86s. It's just how do I make Cam Thomas and Quentin Grimes work out, right? I don't know if one of them can really be a point guard. I don't know if either one of them is good enough defensively to be a small forward. Grimes is solid defensively, and we could experiment with that. He does have a perimeter D. So, it's worth a shot at one point. And then also, I guess we still have Dariq Whitehead, which I didn't think he was on this team anymore, but I guess I'm tripping. And I don't think I'm going to re-sign Noah Clowney to an extension pretty much before the season, just because I want to see him be efficient this year. So Tyus Jones, probably going to play 23 minutes a night because I do want to play. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to go with Ben Seraph as the starting point guard on this team this year. All right, so this is going to be the rotation. Ben Seraph at the 1. We'll see how good of a playmaker he could be this year. We're going to have Quentin Grimes at the 2. We're going to have Ace Bailey at the 3. Clowney at the 4. Claxton at the 5. We're going to have Thomas and Herb Jones coming off the bench with Traore, Kalkbrenner, and Tyus Jones, as well as Axel Lindenberg is going to be getting some minutes as well. We're 3.5 stars balanced under Jordi Fernandez. And we start off the season with a 132-point victory. Bailey and Grimes went off 12 assists for Ben Seraph. You love to see that. And then, unfortunately, we did lose to an elite defensive front court of Jaren Jackson Jr. and Alex Sarr. But Quentin Grimes and Cam Thomas did drop 42 combined. So this team is 15 games above 500 at the trade deadline. We do have a good mix of scoring. Now, I don't know if there's enough rock to go around, but Quentin Grimes is an 88 overall, Cam Thomas is an 88, and Ace Bailey's an 89. These guys can score. Neither can really playmate right now, but Ben Seraph is averaging 6.6 assists. The efficiency has dropped a little bit, which is unfortunate. Noah Clowney, of course, since I didn't pay him, is playing well worth $10 million that I could have given him in the offseason. He's shooting 41% from 3 as a very good stretch 4. Now Nolan Traore is shooting well, so he may start as the point guard in the second half. Kalkbrenner is actually shooting 47% from 3. Herb Jones, it's not going as I would have liked it to. So I think I'm not going to make any trades here at the second half. I want to keep Tyus Jones as a mentor on this roster. Axel Lindenberg can still get the last spot, but I don't think I'm going to have Tyus Jones in the rotation because I do want to get more minutes around. I think Nolan is going to start over Ben Seraph, and he's going to get like 26 minutes a night. I think Seraph for the rest of the year is going to get like 17. I want to get Herb Jones more involved in this offense, so I want to play him a little bit more, play Clowney, and definitely play Claxton a little bit more. So Wemby takes home MVP here in the 2027 season. AJ DeBenta only averaging 14 points, but takes home Rookie of the Year. Vijay Edgecombe, unfortunately, his season is over when Duke beat Baylor, but he ends up winning Sixth Man of the Year for the Bulls. Lee McNeely, most improved on the Wizards, and Cade got Clutch Player of the Year. He's also on All-NBA first team with Anthony Edwards, who averaged 33 points a night. I'm shocked he didn't end up winning MVP this year. Amen Thompson on All-NBA second team. He averaged 13, 9, and 7. That's pretty electric. And we do not get like any Brooklyn Nets here on the All-NBA teams, which is fine. We do not get Nick Claxton on an all-defensive team and nobody on an all-rookie team. But we do finish the year as the 3 seed. So the Brooklyn Nets are back in the playoffs for the first time since the 2023 season. We had the second best point differential in the Eastern Conference. Our offense wasn't great. I guess it was about like mid or average there. But we did have the best defense here in the Eastern Conference. So shout out to our good defenders, Quentin Grimes, Nick Claxton, etc. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep Cam Thomas off the bench. I mean, maybe we do throw Cam Thomas into the starting 5, and then we have Quentin Grimes come off the bench. I know I just did an 82-game sample size of the opposite, but maybe we go that way, just because I think Cam Thomas can show up in the big game a little bit more reliable than what Quentin Grimes would do. I know Lendenberg was good this year. Do I play him or Ben Seraph? No, I think I'm going to play Seraph, because I do have some other wings here off the bench. So, yeah, Cam Thomas, let's go 34 minutes a night, too. Quentin Grimes, you can get 30 off the bench. Herb Jones, who did perform better offensively in the second half of the year, 23 minutes. Seraph, you can get 15. Kalkbrenner can get 15. Let's go 33 to Claxton, 27 to Clowney. We can go 27 to Traore. And let's go 36 to Ace Bailey, who was even better in year number 2 and is still just 20 years old. So, we're taking on the Atlanta Hawks, who have Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Reese Shea, Johnson, and Kungwu. It's an athletic, versatile 1-5. It's the Keon Johnson revenge series where he averaged 9 points for the Hawks. And they do beat us in game 1 by 8. All right, this is a series we should win. We're favorites on paper. Quentin Grimes and Cam Thomas combined 9 for 27. Not great from some of your top scorers. Then we win by 2 here in game 2. Cam Thomas drops 26 points. Herb Jones dropped 15. Traore had 8 assists. Quentin Grimes only took 8 shots. And we do lose game 3 by 16. So we're down 2 games to 1, unfortunately. Good game, though, from Traore. Herb Jones, 2 of 15. Why did you take 15 shots? We do tie it up. Oh, my God, we won by 1. Ace Bailey with 21. Traore had 12 assists. Game 5, huge rubber match. We take a 3-2 lead. Damn, another close win by us. Cam Thomas drops 26. He has been, I mean, not great. Like, that efficiency isn't anything too crazy, but Quentin Grimes also hasn't been that good. Game 6, we do end up losing this one, 109-107. Ace with 22 and 16. Nolan with 17 and 8. All right, here we go. Game 7 of round 1. I would like to get a playoff series win here in year number 3. I know last year we were a 7 seed. We were kind of playing with house money. But if we're going to be a 3 seed, and we're going to be that good throughout the regular season, like number 2 in point differential in the East, let's not lose to a 6-seeded Hawks team. And it's looking good. And we are going to win. Okay, cool. We win 112-106, and we are going to advance. Quentin Grimes drops 31. Cam Thomas, 20 and 10 rebounds. And we are going to be taking on the Cavs in round 2. I was hoping to get like a Knicks series. I think what we are going to do is play Grimes a little bit more than Thomas. We're going to ride the hot hand. So we're taking on maybe the best team in the East that had the best point differential. The Cleveland Cavaliers, who have just somehow added Jeremy Shohan to this team. And they've kept pretty much the rest of the core. We lose by 3 in game 1. Garland at 25. Damn, Grimes at 28. Ace at 24. Who's been good for us in the playoffs. I still feel like he can turn it up a notch. Game number 2, we got blown out by 38 points. That's not good whatsoever. Nolan Traore had a good game here. Claxton, he had 3 blocks. On to game number 3. Don't go down 3-0. Okay, 2-1, 116, 102. Cam Thomas with 28. Grimes with 18. Nick Claxton with 12, 10, and 5. On to game number 4. We win this one. 119, 103. 44 combined between Quentin Grimes and Ace Bailey. 17 for Kalkbrenner. 14 and 12 for Claxton. Game 5. Can we take it? Let's go. We win 3 in a row. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe it's just impeccable defense by Clowney, Herb Jones, and Claxton. Cam Thomas drops 32 off the bench. We're up 3-2. And the Miami Heat swept the Detroit Pistons there in the conference semifinals, which is kind of incredible. So let's see what happens here. 86-82. We're going into the 4th quarter. Can we get to the conference finals? We cannot. We end up losing 125-119. Both teams scored 37 there in the 4th quarter. Damn, Noah Conley's going to earn himself a contract extension, I think, for me in the offseason. Here we go. Game 7. on the road. I think we're going to, I don't feel good about this, man. I really don't. Like, the fact they put us up 3-2, I feel like we're going to choke this. We didn't have the greatest second quarter in the world. I mean, we're only down by 4 points right now. We do have a lead. Now we don't. Now we do. We're up 116, 113. Please hold on. Hold on to this. Okay, we are up by 1. Don't. Oh my God, we haven't scored in a minute. All right, unfortunately, we do not have the ball. We are tied 118, 118. I guess they must have got some free throws. I see Nolan Traore, I think, is in this game, but we got Claxton in. We have Cam Thomas in, and DeAndre Hunter's got a nice matchup, and he's going to hit that. Oh, all right. So Herb Jones is also in, so we don't really have maybe the best offensive lineup out there. It's going to be like let Cam Thomas cook at times. And let's see what happens. I don't know if that's like Yaxel Lendenberger, who's like the small forward out there right now. Cam Thomas trying to go right at Donovan Mitchell. He takes a tough shot. No good, man. No good. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Damn, we were up by 3 with like 2 minutes to go. And we get a steal. All right, Claxton gets a steal, kicks it up to Traore, over to Quentin Grimes. That's not Yaxel, I'm dumb. Quentin Grimes for 3, please. Bang, bang. Quentin Grimes makes us up. Wow, okay, that is electric. Quentin Grimes hits a amazing shot. I did not think he was hitting that. And that put us up by 1. Like, kind of leaving me speechless right now. All right, so can we play some defense? We are up by 1. 30 seconds to go. I am nervous. All right, so Garland guarded by Nolan. Let's see what we can do here. If we get a stop, we may be advancing to the conference finals. Ace Bailey's in the game. Donovan Mitchell guarded by Quentin Grimes. I don't know what animation that was, but we get the miss. Quentin Grimes, who's like 75% from the free throw line, gets fouled. All right, so he's not going to the line just yet. I don't know if I trust Nolan Traore here. I feel like I'd rather the ball go to Quentin Grimes, but I don't think that's going to be the case. All right, Nolan, I need you to knock down 2 clutch free throws. First one is up, and it is good. We are up by 2. Come on, can you go 2 for 2? The Cavs do not have any timeouts, and he hits them both. So the Cavs could definitely go for the quick 2. I'm not really expecting them to go for the 3. We'll see. I mean, Garland, one of the quickest players in the game, is going to try to go at Nolan. Oh, Claxton, you could have came and helped, but he's going to miss the layup, and we're going to get it. And I do believe, yeah, we are going to go to the conference finals in year number 3. They don't have any timeouts, and if we can make this a 4-point game, man, shout out to the sophomore Nolan Traore knocking down some very clutch free throws. Him going 4 for 4 at the line was kind of incredible right there. So we ended up winning 125-122. What a game from Nolan Traore. Knocks down 12 free throws, 31 points, 11 assists. Grimes with 25, 6, 6, and 3. Cam Thomas with 24. Ace with 18 and 9. And we're taking on the Miami Heat here in the conference finals. I don't know, a winnable series for sure. So they've added Boogie Flan from Arkansas, who's having a very good playoff run. They've added Jaden Ivey in free agency. Tyler Hero is off the bench. Bam Adebayo, just and him and Khalil Ware in that front court. I thought I missed Bam for a second. All right, here we go. I feel like this is a series we could win, but we do lose game 1 by 2. We do get home court. Cam and Grimes combined for 43. Oh my God, that sucks. So we lose by 2 in game 1, and then by 2 in game 2. Ace drops 24. Game 3, we lose this one. 126-120. Oh my God, we lose by 2, and by 6. Are we gonna get swept? Wow, we really got swept, and we lose by 7. So every single loss was by 7 or less points. Ace Bailey dropped 40 in game 4. Damn. So we have like an incredible conference semifinals victory just to get swept by like not the best team in the world there in the conference finals, and they just ended up getting swept by Wemby and the Spurs in the NBA finals. Like, it is what it is, but that does suck. As KD actually got another ring with the Spurs before he retired. That's pretty cool. Harden retired on the Bulls. And here we are, 2027 draft lottery. We got that Sixers pick, but I believe it's protected, so I will be fair with that one. And we do have Houston's pick at 11, so I think that actually could be a swap as well. So that Sixers pick, yeah, it's going to go to Philly. There's a protection on it there with the 5th pick. So we do own OKC's pick at 26. We own our pick at 25. We own the Knicks pick there at 18. And that honestly may be it. We just get 3 first-round picks, and all of them are outside the lottery. Yeah, so we have 18, 25, 26, and we do also have 37. A part of me wonders if I should break up Cam Thomas and Quentin Grimes. Cam Thomas has 1 year left on his deal. Quentin Grimes has 2 years. I just don't think either one of them has really stood out like that far from the other one where I should just like trade one of them for sure. I mean, I guess Thomas is 2 years younger. He's a little bit cheaper, but he's going to be a free agent sooner. So I didn't decide to make any draft night trades. Tyron Stokes goes to the Orlando Magic with the number 1 pick. I took Jordan Smith Jr. at 18, Jalen Montgomery 25, Darius Adams at 26, and Douglas Anderson at 37. So we are going to sign all those guys. I'm going to pick up the team options on all 4 of our 2025 draft picks. I'm like looking at trades. I'm going to offer Jackson Lindenberg the qualifying offer, the former second rounder. I mean, I'd love to sign Giannis here in free agency, and I only have to free up $10 million. So I would say goodbye to Clowney. I would say goodbye to Herb Jones. I don't know if I want to give him $22 million. So if I were to go after Giannis, I would have to move. I mean, I could easily get it done. Like, do I think Giannis and Claxton can work? Not really great floor spacing. We could try it, at least for 1 year. All right, so do I move Grimes? Or do I move Thomas? I think Thomas is better offensively, but Grimes is better defensively. All right, so I'm basically trading away my 37th pick and Jalen Montgomery, as well as a future second, to Minnesota for some future first-round picks, which is going to free up some money. It's not Giannis Antetokounmpo money just yet. I am still about $4 million off. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to get Giannis without having to trade away Cam Thomas or Quentin Grimes. And I could probably do it by trading away either Jordan Smith Jr. and like Carter Knox, or I could move Ben Seraph as well. I do like Ben Seraph, and but Nolan Traore really showed that he could be the guy next year. But it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. I kind of have to go all in for him. So I'm going to move Ben Seraph and Darius Adams, who we also just drafted at 26. So yeah, there's only going to be one guy remaining, Jordan Smith Jr. from this draft class. I'm getting 2 future first-round picks from the Washington Wizards, and we are going all in on Giannis. I can give him a pretty noticeable deal here, and we are going to try to get him to the Big Apple, to the big market here of the Brooklyn Nets. I would have to renounce the rights, unfortunately, on Noah Clowney and Herb Jones, but yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm getting Giannis Antetokounmpo. The game may allow me to sign Noah Clowney. I'm going to try to, and I think I should be able to, honestly, because maybe I can't sign Noah Clowney. It's weird, though, because I could sign somebody else on like a big deal, but I can't sign Noah Clowney. So I'm going to see if his price eventually goes down. But yeah, welcome to Brooklyn, Giannis. And we're going to have plenty of offense around him. Like him and Ace Bailey's going to be fun. Maybe, I don't know, I trade Cam Thomas or Quentin Grimes for more complimentary piece, but I do want to add a couple more guys before free agency is done. All right, so I should be able to bring in Noah Clowney. I don't think on a 2-year deal. It's going to have to be a 1-year deal, which is fine with me. And then I'm going to have to get most likely some minimums as well. Like, can I get Tim Hardaway Jr. on the minimum? No. And yeah, you go after Giannis, you're going to have to sign like Shake Milton on the minimum. Ben Simmons, do I want to bring him back? Not really. I would take a flyer Aaron Wiggins for the minimum. Yeah, I would do that. So can I get Noah Clowney? Okay, I do. And I get Milton and I get Aaron Wiggins. And that is going to be it for us. So Ace Bailey's up to a 92 overall. I do think there could be an in-season trade. I do wonder how Quentin Grimes and Cam Thomas are going to now kind of react, being down the pecking order a little bit now that I did add Giannis Antetokounmpo. So we are going to re-sign Nick Claxton to a 3-year deal. That's definitely going to get close to $60 million based off this extension. So he's got 4 years, $76 million left on the deal. I could re-sign Quentin Grimes. I can re-sign Cam Thomas. I'm going to do neither right now. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring back Jackson Lindenberg as well. We did have to sign Brandon Williams and Wendell Moore as well. So I'm going to give some of these guys like just kind of trial and error minutes. Like Jordan Smith Jr. can get about 10 minutes. I mean, Kalk Brenner was always going to play. But Carter Knox is going to get around 12 minutes a night as well. I think Aaron Wiggins can get about 15. Maybe I do about 10 to Knox, 8 to Smith, because I would like I think Wiggins could get 13, that's fine. Noah Clowney, I'd like for him to get 20 minutes a night. So if I'm looking at the starting 5 here, like I do want Giannis and Ace to get 34 minutes. Yeah, like I do wonder, do I need Cam Thomas and Quentin Grimes? Is that like a good problem to have? Is it kind of now just a luxury, not really a necessity to have them both? We'll see how this season goes. I'm just excited to watch Giannis in this offense with Jordy Fernandez. All right, so the team is 37-13 at the deadline. That gives us the 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. You do have the Toronto Raptors with Cooper Flag right behind us, and that team definitely does scare me. If we look at the offense, we are number 4th. Giannis is averaging just 17.5 points. There's a lot of offense to go around, but I'm not really worried about him going forward. Ace Bailey is averaging pretty much similar numbers to what he was averaging last year. Nolan Traore's shot has gone down a little bit, but he's averaging 8.3 assists. So I got to pretty much decide between Cam Thomas and Quentin Grimes, I think, at the deadline. I do want to make maybe a notable trade. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to be doing a rare player-for-player trade here. I'm going to be trading away Quentin Grimes, who I think has been a pretty good signing for us 3 years ago. I'm going to get Christian Brown, who is under a very similar contract just for 1 more year. I'm getting Andy Ross, a former second rounder, but Christian Brown is somebody I don't really need to score for him to be effective. He can play make, he can defend, he can dribble. I am fine with that, and we are going to make this trade, and Brown will be coming off the bench for the rest of the year. Cam Thomas will be a starter. So Nikola Jokic wins MVP. Darius Cup Jr. is your Rookie of the Year. Yegor Demon, 6th Man of the Year behind LaMelo Ball there in Charlotte. We didn't get anybody on an All-NBA first team. Do we get a Giannis on second team? We do get him on an All-NBA third team. No, we did finish with just 18.5 points as a 33-year-old, but I do hope that he can still turn it up a notch for us in the playoffs. He was not on an all-defensive team. Neither was Nick Claxton. I mean, if it comes to it and I don't think the spacing is great, then I have to use Nick Claxton as a scapegoat. And god damn, man, that is a tough round one matchup. Are you kidding me? Peyton Pritchard and they got Bilal. Is he playing for the minimum? Of course he is. I know Randall is not making the minimum, but that is just an insane 6-man to have. Sadiq Bey, Joan Behringer, James Wiseman. All right, why make me the 1 seed? And they really lost a playing tournament game as well, or did they end up? They ended up as the 9th seed. How? How is that team a 9th seed? Either way, though, we did finish with an 8.2 point differential, the best in the Eastern Conference, the 3rd best in the NBA behind the Spurs and the Thunder. For the playoffs, Nolan Traore will be the starting point guard. I do worry about the efficiency a little bit, but we do have some good shooters around him. I don't think I'm going to play one of these guys in the playoffs. I think I'm going to play Jordan Smith Jr. Actually, I'm going to play neither one of them in the playoffs. Kalkbrenner can get around 15 minutes a night because I would like to go about 33 to Claxton. Christian Brown can probably get 25 minutes a night. Noah Clowney can get about 20. Wiggins can get about 15 as well. Maybe that will change, but I'm going to go 38 to Bailey, 37 to Bailey, 38 to Giannis. I think I may actually go like 12 to Wiggins, because then I can go 3 more to Cam Thomas. All right, here we go against the Boston Celtics. We do win game 1 by 7. More of a defensive matchup here. I would like to see Ace Bailey turn it up a notch and maybe elevate. There we go, 34-11 in game number 2, and we take a 3-0 lead. Maybe they were a whatever 9th seed for a reason. Giannis and Cam Thomas combined for 64. Shout out to Christian Brown dropping 26 in that game. And we do sweep a scary 8 seed as we ended up winning by 1. Cam Thomas with 33, Ace Bailey with 20. And we're going on to take on the Chicago Bulls here in round number 2. Edgecombe versus Bailey. Also, shout out to Matas Buzelis as of late. He's been one of the more exciting rookies in the NBA, and he could end up on all-rookie first team this year. Definitely a possibility. We do win game 2 after losing game 1. Ace with 24, 12, 2, 2, and 2. Game 3 goes to the Brooklyn Nets, 109, 101. Cam Thomas with 26, 19, 4, and 8 for Giannis, 18, 7, and 4, 2, and 2 for Ace Bailey. Game 4, all right, we got ourselves a series. We lose by 37. 48 combined between these guys, 21 for Christian Brown, 13 assists for Nolan Traore. Game 5 goes to Chicago. That's not good. All right. 55 combined between the guards there. Are we going to lose in 6? Nope, we force a game 7. 109, 106. Giannis and Bailey combined for 55 points. Here we go. Game 7. Last game 7 was nice against the Cavs, right? That was game 7. We ended up winning on the road, too. That was a massive Quentin Grimes 3, and then I traded him away, which kind of hurts, but we ended up beating them by 28. Cam Thomas with 31. I guess us trading Grimes allows him to kind of like get way more shots up, dropping 24 a night in the playoffs. And I think Christian Brown, like I love Quentin Grimes, but I think he's a little bit more of a connecting piece than Grimes is, as the Nuggets were the 3 seed, and Grimes, he was fine in round number 1, like him and Murray is that backcourt. But we advanced to take on the Toronto Raptors in the conference finals, so it's pretty much the 2 best teams here in the Eastern Conference versus the 2 best teams in the West. Game number 1 goes to Toronto. They won by 6 in overtime. 48 combined between Thomas and Giannis. 23 for Bailey. This is Cooper Flagg versus Ace Bailey as well. We do win game 2, 115-83. On to game 3. We win. All right, so we just won 2 in a row. Can we go up 3 games to 1? Nolan Traore dropped 22 and 8. Game 4, damn it, goes to the Raptors. All right, well, we got ourselves a series here. We went down 3-2 against the Hawks, right? In the last series, or excuse me, the Bulls. Wow. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Game 5, I'm nervous, but we ended up winning by 28. Shout out to Cam Thomas dropping 28. And here we go. Game 6. Do not let them force a game 7. And oh my God, man. All right, well, last game 7 we were in. We won, but we came back down 3-2. We're at home on this one, but are the Raptors going to come back down 3-2? We have a good first quarter. We have a good second quarter. We're up by 20. Do not blow a 20-point lead here in the fourth quarter. We have a good third quarter, and the Brooklyn Nets are going to take care of business, win by 25, and we're going to be going to the NBA Finals to take on, wow, 2 game 7s? Are you kidding me? When was the last time that happened? And we're taking on the Thunder. I really don't know who I wanted to play because both those teams are kind of stacked. Oh, man, the Thunder are so good. They really are. The Spurs, I mean, they're just as good. They got Thomas Sorber at the 4, Kasparis Jakuchonis at the 1. They did have the unreal point differential, so maybe we match up well against the Thunder. Shout out to Ace Bailey getting Conference Finals MVP. He and Cam Thomas both dropped 20 a night. And we win game 1 by 6 here. Giannis had 30. Cam Thomas at 28. Bailey at 25. You like to see that. Game number 2 does go to the Thunder, 122-102. You do not like to see that. Nolan Traore had 5 turnovers and went 3 of 16 from the field. Game 3 goes to the Thunder. I am terrified they're going up 3-1. Terrified. Yep, I knew it was going to happen. All right, so we got to the finals. I mean, Cam Thomas just dropped 36 in this L. Are we going to lose in 5? Yeah. Wow. We win game 1, and then they win 5 in a row, and Shea got finals MVP. That does suck a little bit. I thought we could maybe make a run there, but it does feel like the Spurs and the Thunder were definitely in a tier of their own. And wow, the 2028 draft lottery has treated me well. We get the number 1 overall pick via the Washington Wizards with the 6th overall pick from the Knicks from the Mikal Bridges trade. The Knicks are getting the Suns pick there at 14, and the Wizards are getting our pick there at 28. I think there might have been like a swap in there because I feel like we should have been getting the Sixers pick. Oh, we do. Yeah, it's there at 17. Jordy Fernandez is a free agent. Gotta bring him back. So is there like a stud here? Oh, yeah, like just having, okay, Shannon Cheeks from Purdue. Yeah, looks pretty good. So we are going to be taking this point guard, the shooting guard, 6'8" from Purdue. Does not look Cheeks. And then we'll see, oh my God, that guy's 7'5", from St. John's. So yeah, with the number 1 pick, Shannon Cheeks, welcome here to the Brooklyn Nets. He looks pretty good. Number 2 is Phil Sanders. Number 3, the Utah Jazz are going to select, they're making a trade, and they're getting Jonathan Kuminga and Lonzo Ball from the Clippers. They take Abe Wembanyama. All right. Love that there's another Wemby. Spencer Reed from Nova goes. And then are the Sixers going to take that center that I wanted? Let's see. I think they're trading the pick, and they are sending it to the Lakers for Reeves and Isaiah Jackson. And they take Roland Westbrook, a 6'1" shooting guard. I was not taking him. So Jess Frazier is 23 years old. I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm going to take Melvin Booker out of SMU, 18 years old, a wing. Already a 72 overall. Can develop probably into a nice wing. Maybe more of a shooting guard than a small forward at 6'3". And we just finished up the draft. I also took Chester Stewart, a wing out of Colgate there at 17. Ciro Nunnally, James Nunnally's long lost cousin. I don't know. I'm going to sign both these guys on 2 ways. Team player options. We're bringing back everybody here. And Cam Thomas, we are going to bring back on a 3-year extension worth about $100 million. That is, I think, pretty fair for him, and he's going to accept it, $106 million. I would like to bring back Noah Clowney, but we'd have to wait a little bit because he wants way more than I can give him right now. And it's going to be a big first half for Nolan Traore. If his efficiency does not get better throughout the first couple months, I am going to look for an upgrade at the point guard spot at the deadline. So can I sign Clowney back? I can for a 1-year deal. So Giannis goes down, but he's still going to be fine. Ace is up to a 94. There's Thomas, Brown, Claxton. Like, this team is very deep. And I'm going to make Noah Clowney a center this year. So he's going to pretty much just be backing up Nick Claxton. It's going to be Nolan, Cam, Ace, Giannis, and Claxton in the starting 5. Brown, number 1 overall pick Cheeks, Clowney, and Smith Jr. off the bench for now. And then there's obviously some moves we can make throughout the year. We start off the year 1-2. All right, the defense looks pretty trash to start off the 2029 season. So no surprise, Wemby wins MVP once again. Mustafa Diop, who was the 14th overall pick in the 27 draft, wins Rookie of the Year. So it was not going to be Cheeks, I guess, because of his role on the team. But we did get Coach of the Year, Jordy Fernandez, 61 and 21. Ace Bailey breaks out offensively. 51, 42, 88 splits. He is on all NBA, second team in year number 4. And he's also a top 10 defender in the sport now. He ends up on all defensive second team. Like, Shannon Cheeks was still pretty good for us, and this guy is going to be so good in the future. And that would make maybe Cam Thomas maybe not a lock to be here long term. But we ended up as the 1 seed. Like I said, we won 61 games. We had a 10.4 point differential. Offensively, like, we weren't the best. We were number 6. Defensively, though, we were the best team in the Eastern Conference. And I didn't make any trades at the deadline. I'm going to be riding with like Nolan Traore here throughout the playoffs. He averaged 8.7 assists. Like, this is the bench of Braun, Cheeks, Clowney, and Smith. And Christian Brown, why did I say Braun? Sorry. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 51, 46 splits. Like, that's incredible. I think I'm going to lower Cheeks minutes a little bit, and Clowney's. But Jordan Smith shot 40% from 3. We're going to go 38 to Giannis and 38 to Bailey. We're taking on the Orlando Magic in round 1 with Quickly, Isaiah Harwell. You have Tyron Stokes, Paolo, Malachi Moreno. I mean, this is a good team. The bench is Franz Wagner, Tari Eason, Anthony Black, and Noah Essengay. Let's see what happens here in round number 1. We do sweep them. All right. That gives me a lot of confidence because I thought that was a pretty good team on paper. Ace and Giannis combining for 49 points. Cam Thomas, 34% from the field. Nolan Traore, 35% from the field. Jordan Smith, 37% from the field. All right, something we do have to keep an eye on as the Cavs no longer have Darius Garland. Rasheer Fleming looks pretty good, But no Garland, I'm a little bit less scared. We do beat them by 5 in Game 1. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we win. And we are going to be in the conference finals. We are 8-0 so far in the playoffs. How about that? Giannis and Bailey combined for about 44.5 points there in round number 2. Christian Braun was so good. Do I start him? I mean, I'm thinking of, honestly, like, Cam Thomas has been good, but I think I'm going to start Christian Braun, who's kind of been on another planet right now. So I'm going to go like 27 minutes there. Let's go 32 to Christian. Did the Nuggets make the playoffs? They were the 8 seed. They still have Grimes in the backcourt. Like, he's still an 88 overall. He's pretty good throughout the regular season. Here we go. We're taking on the Bulls, who we did beat last year in the playoffs in round number 2. I'm still not, like, super intimidated by this team, but, yep, they could definitely beat us as they ended up outscoring us by 17 in Game 1. Nolan Traore, 3 of 13 from the field. You're killing me, dude, and we're down 2-0. All right, Giannis, I need you to take over. Like, those are great games, but how are we losing these games? Game 3, oh, my God, we're down 3-0. Oh, my God, and we get swept. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. We sweep the first 2 rounds, and then we get swept in the conference finals. Like, that sucks. Yeah, I may have to trade Nolan Traore in the offseason or something like that, or maybe Cam Thomas is going to go as well. So, the Warriors ended up beating the Bulls in 7, and Scoot Henderson is your finals MVP. There goes Kyrie, Butler, Vucevic, Beal, Damian Lillard, and Rudy Gobert. They all retire. 61 games, the 1 seed, like 2 sweeps in the first 2 rounds just to lose in the conference finals. Kind of hurts, and to get swept in the conference finals really hurts. And oh my God, yeah. We have even more draft capital. We do not get the number 1 pick. We get number 4 and number 5 via Washington and Milwaukee. We have 13 via the Knicks, and we have 20 via Dallas. That is from the Kyrie Irving trade. We also have 24 and 25. So I have a lot of first-round picks. So I think I'm going to make a big trade, and I think it's going to involve point guard. I wish Traore I could move right now, but I don't have to. Like, I do have the Cam Thomas piece that I would think about moving because we have Brown and we have Cheeks, who we just drafted number 1 overall last year. Now, is there, like, a really good guy at number 1, Earl Dixon? I mean, it looks good. He's 6'9" as a center. Like, that's nothing special. It doesn't look like there's, like, a generational player in this draft, because I also thought about maybe upgrading the center position from Nick Claxton. Oh my God, look how many first round picks we have. We have 7. Oh my God, that is kind of crazy. All right, I'm going to see if I can trade Cam Thomas for Trae Young. I know Trae Young's not a good defender, but is he a damn good playmaker, and he's efficient. This is an upgrade over Nolan Traore, so let's do this. Cam Thomas and Chester Stewart, who we took with the 17th pick last year, they're going to say no. So I'm going to start rattling off some of these first-round picks. I'll do 29, 25, and 24. That does not get it done. Could I throw in 20 in the steal? Nope. And then instead of 29, I will throw in 13. They say yes to that. Trae Young is now part of this team. It does suck having to trade away an OG like Cam Thomas, but I'm going all in around Ace Bailey and Giannis next year. I'm not playing around anymore. So we just wrapped up this draft. Yeah, I'm glad we had the number 1 pick last year. Way better than this year. So I took Vlad Turoman out of Serbia with the 4th pick. At 5, we took Max Pickett. At 29, we took Mark Evans. We did take Gerard Robinson. Looks pretty good, though, out of Washington State there at 38. I'm going to sign these 2 to 2 ways, I believe I could do. Maybe I can't, so I don't think I could sign them, unfortunately. Smith and Knox, welcome back. Oh, so Traore is a restricted free agent. Okay, that's interesting. This could be a sign and trade or something like that. So let's make sure we get these guys back. Ace Bailey gets a deal from, I think that's at the Wizards, and we are going to match that. So we're actually, like, kind of over the cap right now, which I'm shocked with, but we are going to trade away some of these guys. I think, like, I'm going to move Nick Claxton. I may move Turoman, who we just drafted, and Max Pickett. All right, so I would love to trade for Alex Sarr, but he's currently on the Suns. He's 4.5-star trade value, so I don't even know if this is possible if I gave up, like, a bunch of these guys. I would save a bunch of money with this deal. But I don't even think it's, possible to get him. Like, He's 4.5 stars. All right, so I'm going to offer Claxton and Carter Knox for Khalil Ware from the Miami Heat. They're going to say no. I would throw in Gerard Robinson, who we just took in the 2nd round, and they say yes to that. So I do think that Ware will be an upgrade. He's a good rebounder, but he can also space the floor a little bit, and I'm expecting a big year from him in Brooklyn. It still won't let me sign some of these guys back, which is weird. I feel like we do have a decent amount of cap space, but yeah, we may lose some guys this offseason. Either Kalkbrun, like, I think they'll come back on the qualifying offer, but I'm probably going to lose Noah Clowney. So let's see who I get back on the QO. I assume it's going to be Traore and Kalkbrenner, and we get Kalkbrenner. I didn't get Nolan Traore back. Oh my God. All right, well, he left for nothing. Good thing I got Trae Young. We do have, like, kind of a younger core around those guys. Damn, this offseason, we really got hit with some financial restrictions. All right, so for the 2030 season, it's going to be Young, Brown, Bailey, Giannis, Ware, with Cheeks off the bench, Smith off the bench, Melvin Booker, who we took 6th overall last year off the bench, and then we're going to have Kalkbrenner. We did sign KJ Simpson and Mo Gay and some of these guys, but yeah, Kalkbrenner is going to get in there. He's going to get, like, not that many minutes tonight, like probably 15. We're going to go 15 to Melvin Booker. We're going to go about 19 to Smith. 28 to Cheeks is fine. Let's go 33 to Ware, 35 Giannis, 35 Bailey, 30 Brown, 30 Trae Young. That's fine for the regular season. So Wemby wins MVP once again. Corey Ball, the 23rd overall pick, averaged 10 points and 9 rebounds, ends up getting Rookie of the Year. Elson Harrington and Wemby took home a couple awards. Jeremiah Fears, Clutch Player of the Year, breaking out fully in Minnesota this year. And Jordy Fernandez goes back-to-back with Coach of the Year honors. We don't get anybody on the first 2 All-NBA teams, nor the first 3. Okay. We have, like, no top defenders. I lied. We do have Ace Bailey, who was still really good. How is he not on an All-NBA team? Did I miss him? Nope. He just didn't make it. Maybe Trae Young dropped some people down. I don't know. Either way, we're going up against Chicago, who beat us in the conference finals last year. I would have loved to eliminate them in round number 1, just get revenge for that series. We finished with a 12.7 point differential and a 64-18 record. Best record in the NBA, not the best point differential. That would go to the San Antonio Spurs. And then our leading scorer was Ace Bailey, followed by Giannis, Trae Young, who averaged 10.5 assists, 47, 38, 91 splits. There we go. We're getting that efficiency. Khalil Ware averaged a double-double and 2 blocks, 46, 36, 82 splits. Shannon Cheeks, I thought was going to get 6 man of the year. It's a good team. I would have liked Melvin Booker to be a little bit better. Like, I honestly may just ride an 8-man rotation in the playoffs. I think I'm going to do that, honestly. Like, Kalkbrenner is going to get about 13 minutes, and we're going to go about 35 to Ware. I'm going to go about 38 to Giannis, 40 to Ace. Let's just go 33 to Brown, 34 to Trae Young. I think we can kind of roll with that. Maybe I go a little bit less to Brown, a couple more to Trae Young. And we could do maybe one more to Jordan Smith, who shot 50% from the field and 41% from 3. If we're the 1 seed and I lose to the Bulls, it is what it is. So we end up gentlemen sweeping them, and we're going to be taking on the Toronto Raptors in round number 2. We had 5 guys score about 15 or more points. So they have Cooper Flagg, Bub Carrington, Jasper Johnson, Scotty Barnes. Man, I'm nervous. Cooper Flagg was phenomenal in round number 1. Don't lose to them, please. All right, we sweep them. So last year we swept the first 2 rounds. This year we're 8-1. Ace Bailey dropped 30 in that sweep. Don't lose to the Hawks. They have DeJounte Murray back there in Atlanta. I mean, we should beat this team. But watch them beat us. Watch them beat us. Oh, my God. We win in 6. All right, so we're in the NBA Finals to take on the Spurs. Giannis versus Wemby. Giannis just put up 25, 10, and 6. You have black and like silver versus black and white. Let's see what happens here. Game 1 goes to Brooklyn. We win in overtime. We scored 23 points in overtime. Outscored them by 13. But they win Game 2 by 5. Are they going to win 4 in a row? Are they going to win 4 in a row? All right, we do win Game 3, 107-105. So we were in the finals 2 years ago, right? And we ended up losing it. Game 4, we lose. Oh, my God, we lose by 8. I'm nervous, man. Don't lose in the finals here. Game 5, we do win. We take a 3-2 lead. Ace drops 30 and 10. He had 8 turnovers. Giannis had 6. Here we go. And we win it. Yes, thank God. I did not want to go to a Game 7. I did not think we were going to pull it off if we did. Trae Young. Oh, my God. So, one of the big pickups from last offseason, moving on from Cam Thomas, gets us Trae Young. He drops 25 and 10 in those 6 games. And kind of shocks me to get finals MVP. I thought it was going to be Ace. I thought it could have been Giannis. We lose in the finals, like I said, a couple years ago. And then we get it back. And Trae Young is your finals MVP. The only OG, actually, there isn't an OG net on this team. We kept Claxton and Cam Thomas for a little bit. But yeah, nobody on the current Nets team right now made it to our championship team in 2030. So that is going to be it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know if there's any other draft rebuilds you guys would like to see next down below. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.